Hello everyone and thanks for tuning in. Today we're taking a look at another set of goggles, and this isn't just goggles for FPV. These are the Tovsto Vivid Video FPV Display Goggles. GearBest sent me these goggles and I've been using them touch here and there, trying to get used to them. And I've actually been using more than one set of goggles here recently. But this one is more, if you want to do more immersive gaming, or you want to watch movies in a real immersive fashion, plug these in through the HDMI port right over here, and you're going to get a very high quality picture. The screen resolution is 1280 by 720, so 720p, and it's got a 7-inch screen inside here. We have also where the battery mounts up here at the back, and it does have a proprietary battery, but we have a relatively standard barrel connector there, so you can use other types of batteries if you have the abilities to wire up a battery like this. We also see our channel selection right here at the top for FPV, and we have a button next to it for changing that manually. And then we have some buttons here on the side, and we have source. Ooh, I bumped the camera, sorry there. Source, up, down for navigating the menuing system. And the menuing system in this is not run-of-the-mill. This is a very, what I would call, refined menuing system. It's in color. The pictures are not only clear, but the icons or pictures that they use to indicate different facets of the display are accurate, so you're not really guessing at what the icon means. It's actually pretty intuitive. We have volume up and down, and then we have our menu button, and we've got a power light indicator there. And this package is quite big, as you can imagine, with a 7-inch screen in it, but it's very comfortable. I was surprised. They've used some sort of maybe EP foam here, it looks like, and the use of plastic. The plastic does kind of have some sharp edges to it, which aren't, it's not a favorite of mine, but you've got to have something to hold this whole thing together. You've got some very expensive lens and magnification in there, I suspect. And something that often comes up is, can you wear glasses with these? So I'll take off my glasses here. And the way I've got this foam positioned really hugs our face. So you'll note that when I squeeze these in here, the foam does depress. But yes, we can put our glasses inside. Let me grab another set of my glasses. Here's an older set. A little bit of a wide horn here on the edges. And that too fits just fine. We actually have room to bow those out a little bit if we have a larger head like myself. So that's a nice thing. And I should also point out that of all the box goggles that I've used, the FPV reception quality on this one is only topped by the KDS Kylin Vision goggles. Those were my daily drivers for the longest of time, and those work great, and the difference in video reception is very negligible. It's very minor. Now, I have used a number of other box goggles like the Wakira Goggle 4. I had the Ishin VRD2s. I've got a set of Quantum V2s with an AMWay receiver set up with them. There's 2 or 3 other sets of box goggles like this I've used. And as far as video reception goes, these and the KDS goggles are the best that I've used. And so that must mean that we must have a quality antenna. Normally I have to swap out these antennas for something else to make the video reception even kind of close to what I experience on the KDS goggles. They're very comfortable. The foam, which they give you 2 sets. You've got a thicker set and a thinner set. Hopefully that comes through in the video. We also get a quick start manual here that does a relatively nice job going through the different display functions. Oddly enough, they show a linear antenna, but my package did not include that. And they describe the weight at 478 grams. So let's check that. Alright, let's balance this up. I probably have to get more of this weight over the center here. Well, according to my scale, hopefully you can see that, 479.9, so they were very, very, very close. And then if we add, well, I can't add the battery because then it goes over 500 grams and my scale will err out there. So the battery is another 68.3 grams. So it seems like a relatively heavy unit, but I found it quite comfortable, and a lot more comfortable than, say, the Ishin VRD2s, which are substantially smaller. This one just does a better job of hugging your face and having that balance of the weight and size between the head and where the battery's kept. They use some really nice straps. They're nice and wide, which helps to support the weight of the goggles on our head. The only thing that I really didn't care for is this connector. It's kind of a pain to get on and off, but I really don't think we're going to be fussing with that much. I'd also like to point out that the HDMI cable that you use on these is going to need to be somewhat narrow. You see how it's mounted quite flush there? So if you have a big bulky HDMI connector, it's probably not going to work. You're going to need something. This is just a USB port, but you're going to need something relatively thin in order to be able to connect it to that HDMI port. You could also use possibly something with a right angle in it to make that a little bit easier for you. The battery is a 2S battery, and it's a 1300 mAh battery. So if you wanted to get another barrel connector like this and then wire up maybe some different cells, you could do that. You wouldn't want to go above 2S though. I don't know if this has been tested under 3S, and it doesn't actually give a voltage rating here in our manual as to the voltage range it can take. It just talks about the battery. We have a 32 channel receiver inside, so there's no race band. You're not going to get the full spectrum.
Here's a section of video where I'm going to clumsily go through some of the menus, and I tried to edit this down a little bit to make more sense of it. I finally found a camera that would mount inside the narrow viewing area, and I can't really see what I'm doing, so I'm looking through a tiny little screen on the back of the action camera. So if you see any settings you want to see, just pause the video or go back and forth. It's very configurable. You can do many different things with the different screen settings as you would with really any standard LCD monitor. Now I've hooked it up to a laptop via HDMI so we can get a little bit of a different experience. And unfortunately the video is going to stutter here a little bit with the computer I'm playing with, and you can see that I paused the flight footage that we're looking at. Then after playing the flight footage for a little while, I decided I need to go back to something that's a little higher resolution to do the screen justice. Now, keep in mind that even the HD video that we're viewing of my hands and the 03 here, this camera is not doing it justice. As I sit here in the editor and I watch this, it looks quite poor. Rest assured that the screen is much better than what you see, but this will give you an idea of the capabilities of this particular goggle set. So you will be able to connect it to a computer. I did find that you can use a more standard HDMI cable. You just kind of depress the foam below the HDMI connector on the goggles down a little bit, and then you just wiggle it in, and it does work. You won't have to shave the bottom of your cable off or anything like that. And then for fun, I jumped back to the flight footage because the screen looked so, well, the image, not the screen, the image looked so poor when we were watching that HD video of one of my YouTube videos that I just thought we'd switch back to something fun. We might see some tearing in the screen or something that might interest you more when trying to make a purchase decision about this product. And then we see my internet is buffering here again. Buffering. Don't we love that? We'll let this play out here for a few more seconds so you can get a better look at what the screen might do during a motion flight, and then we'll head back to the desk.
If you're looking for something that you can use not just for FPV purposes, but for maybe watching movies or gaming, I think this is a good option out there. It's a little bit on the pricey side at over $250. We have a pretty high quality screen that we just don't find in other goggles inside of that. And to get a 720p screen, you've got to pay a premium. You could jump to something else and you're probably going to find the price point is going to be in the same range. But I find these very comfortable, and the fact that you can get glasses in there and the picture is so clear, I think this is a decent buy if you're looking for something that not only does FPV, but also does gaming. If you have any questions or comments, leave those in the section down below, and I'll do my very best to answer them. And thanks for watching.